Compared to less nervous I get because I can kind of expect, how things are going to go a little bit more if I have a little more information on the team. So more film I watch, less nervous I get. And then as soon as the ball is kicked off, there's not too many nerves.
So you get the nitty-gritty of all the stuff. On Monday is the 25th anniversary of the Mr. Baptist team. Just how fortunate do you feel that you get to manage this team?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I know, been here for quite a few of those years, and the story of him buying the team was pretty cool. I saw it on social media earlier, and to have the team still here and to have the kind of success we've had is really great credit to him and everything he's put together, his family. The community supports everything that we do. It's such a great sports region, and they support us, the Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. So it's been really fun to be here, especially for a California kid.
Tom, when you prepared earlier in the season for the Steelers and the Chargers, I assume you probably came across some of their games against the Chiefs. What do you think of Pat Mahomes when you were watching him play against some of those defenses and stuff?
Yeah, he's had really a spectacular season. And you're right. I remember seeing the Chiefs game earlier in the year, and they just got the San Diego game. I think that was their opener. And they played so well. And then they went to the Steelers, and everyone thought, man, the Steelers, they're going to have this great season. And, it was 28, whatever, right out of the box in Pittsburgh. And you started watching, like, holy cow, how are they doing these things? And then you watch some of the plays that they were making, and just explosive play after explosive play. And, Patrick obviously making these great throws to Tyreek and Sammy and, Kelsey. They were running the ball to Kareem Hunt at that time. And they just kept it going all year. And they were really hard to stop, all the way across the board. They had, just game after game of this huge productivity. And I think that's what every offense tries to emulate, is consistently week after week, creating these explosive plays. And some of it is, really player-driven. Some of it's the scheme and the plays-driven. But, Coach Reed does such a great job of changing things up and giving the defense different looks. And I think just the dynamic aspect of that offense. And then we, played them in week 6 and saw it firsthand how quickly they can score and how quickly they can, Patrick runs around, throws it to Tyreek, and whatever, 70-yard touchdown. So I think that was great to play them earlier in the year and get a feel for some of that. And, hopefully we can all, learn from it and play, take the things from that game that we've learned from and go out there and use them and try to play our best game of the year. This is a good time to do it.
Both championship games this weekend feature you and Drew Brees are on one side of 40, and you're playing against Jared Goff and Pat Mahomes, who are 23 and 24. Have you talked to Drew at all, saying we got to beat back these young whippersnappers this week or anything?
Well, I was at age 1.2, and I remember pretty well. It's a little while ago, but I still remember it. My first playoffs and having the experience to go to AFC Championship game, it was different. I flew to Pittsburgh to do a press conference with Lawyer Malloy on Friday and waited for the team to come on Saturday. It was a little bit different, but it was it goes fast, and I'm sure it'll go fast for them in their young career. Jared and Patrick have had great seasons, great offenses, and, we're still here plugging around, me and Drew doing our thing, having a lot of fun doing it.
What role has health played for you guys?
Here, the great appreciation, obviously, he has, for still being in this position. Anything in particular jump out at you?
Well, I would say him referencing when he first went there, and that's the big narrative, isn't it? These new up-and-comers and the veterans that have been there a bunch before, but I was with Tom when it was his first playoff game in the snow versus the Raiders, but it wasn't really about experience. It's how you handle the moment.
Right.
And he's going up against a player in Patrick Mahomes that I think will be ready for that moment also. It's not about experience. It's about your mentality.
Yeah. I just, what is he eating, man? Why does this dude look so young? Has he aged? Has he really? Seriously, has he aged?
He's eating organic vegan food.
Well, we got to get on that.
That's what he's eating. It's not a secret. It's in the TB12 method.
You're right.
All of it is why Robert Kraft calls him not just the greatest quarterback, the greatest player of all time. And now, are you ready for tape-off?
Limousine riding, styling, and profiling. Party time. Welcome back. Go ahead, roar for your boy. Woo! 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 Let's go.
Here's me as I love the old bologna sandwich.
He's gonna have his own party.
I remember that jingle.
He goes a cappella.
My bologna has a first name. It's J-A-L-E-N. In that fountain of youth, we boogie. We boogie in the end zone. Because Jacksonville just has to play to stop the G-R-O-N-K.
The Wi-Fi doesn't work all the time. Christmas lights are on.
It's not the Three Musketeers, it's the 53 Musketeers.
And we can open up a can of what? Well, I'm not gonna say it.
Touchdown! Eagles moving on.
You get a bolo tie. Yo, you get a bolo tie. Everyone gets a bolo tie.
Listen to me, Philadelphia. They got the Super Bowl hangover right now, and what they need is a water boy. Water, water, water.
What does a threshing shark do, Teddy?
Precious.
Thresh. And it gets out of the water as well.
You got the nature boy.
Get up in the air and fly and soar.
But beware, as wild animals can't be tamed. Let's do this, Nick Foles. Everyone's got an alter ego. We all do.
You ain't getting no first down.
Broussard, Teddy Kruger, Teddy the Joker, Father Time. You don't want none of this.
Go get your hat, Teddy.
Oh no, Colonel Sanders. Oh no. Let's slap hands. Let's slap hands. Come on, come on, come on. Ha, ha.
We're giving this gift to you, Teddy.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, you don't. You were taking it. I ain't taking that gift.
Hey, can I just say, you guys are awesome. And how about the great staff that works with you on those
Yeah,
they
behind the
creative
scenes, everybody that
ideas?
puts together those tapes, just so much talent,
They're
so much
special.
Work. It was a lot of work all year, but it was a lot of fun.
I don't have the creative mind. They have the creative mind. This one has creative mind. I'm just going by the wayside.
But excellent job in the execution.
Thank you.
So since it's Flashback Friday, let's keep it going and let's apply it to the AFC Championship game. You've got the Patriots.
Yeah, so let's keep it in the theme in terms of the best of. I mean, let's flash back to all the work combined of Darren and I looking at the Patriots this season, the only way tape-off can. Go ahead and run that tape. Tom versus time? No! Tom versus tape-off. Leisurely working on his game, throws a ball to another boat. Nice little catch right there, but watch out. Sometimes there are sharks in the water.
We're going back, and Teddy knows this. Do your job, which is the Patriots' mantra. And so they're going to try to do their job with James White, the running back, and make big plays and score touchdowns. Well, the student learned from his last year's mistakes. Get out in a flat, make big plays, and again, headmaster.
What's it really feel like to be the Karate Kid?
Whoever gets interception gets to be the Karate Kid. Now you hit him with the ooh, and then boom.
He said, ooh, finish him, yeah! Kick all them cheeks out of here. So let's compare, because defense wins championships, and how they do it on the baseball field. Jackie Bradley Jr. making plays, making throws, 103 miles per hour, throwing them out at home. Great defensive player, and boom, on the Patriots, they got one too. Devin McCourty, he got up to 22.05 miles per hour. But let's go with CP, all right? The Flash, CP, how fast you gonna go here? Let's take him off right there. NFL Next Gen, tell me how fast this young man goes. 15, 17, 17, 19, he's at 20. Oh, young Belichick, always look in eye. Who will be the cream puffs, Johnny? Will it be the Chiefs or the Patriots? That's NFL Live tape.
Look in the eye.
Look in the eye.
Listen, I got to
equal time.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And I got to go back to the Kansas City Chiefs and what we've talked about all season as far as the tape-offs. Here's the tape that I needed to show you guys from all the things we did with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, that's the new king, the king of the North.
'Twas the day before, and all through the league, not a team was too cozy, not even the first seed.
Everyone needs to start with the father of dragons, and so he brought on his father of dragons, Andy Reid.
So I give you Pat and the Mahomies.
He brings his dragons to grab the ball out of the air, drop the ball to his fullback, utilizes him for a touchdown.
It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this.
Hey, that's cute. Let's keep talking about all my homies. Wah! Did you see that, Teddy? That's all on you.
The linemen must eat, don't fall for the fake. They grind, they growl, they grunt for that coveted pancake.
We got poems in football. We're not talking poems.
We take things, we don't care. We take gold chains.
But he defends those White Walkers and lets his sword go. Patrick Mahomes is back. Patrick Mahomes is taking over the NFL.
You have a favorite?
Mahomes. It's like this, like that, like this, and that's the one. By far, that's the one.
It's good, yeah. Bird Box was good for me.
One more coming. The Super Bowl edition.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's game on.
Which two teams will it be? We'll look forward to that. Still coming on NFL Live. 4 teams, each a win away from that holy grail. We'll take you through our championship X Factors. The Rams' new tandem of Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson both ran for over 100 yards last week as L.A. finished with a franchise postseason record 273 rushing yards. They'll take on a Saints defense that, including playoffs, is the only team in the NFL that hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher this season. So it's strength on strength as we welcome in NFL Nation Rams reporter Alden Gonzalez. Alden, if the Saints defense can shut down the Rams' run game, where's the Rams' confidence in Jared Goff in the biggest game of his life?
Well, I can tell you it's probably a lot higher within the Rams than it is outside of their building. As you know, Susie, there are far more questions surrounding Jared Goff than any other quarterback remaining in these playoffs, most of which stems from this rough little 3-week stretch that he had around late December. Now, Sean McVay brushed all of that aside yesterday. He feels like those perceived struggles are basically a product of like 1 or 2 bad throws. And he thinks that Jared has kind of been a victim of his own success in terms of how those struggles have been portrayed. Bottom line, Sean McVay has the utmost confidence in Jared Goff heading into this game for 2 big reasons. Number 1, he feels like his decision-making has consistently been sound throughout the year. And number 2 is that even-keeled demeanor that Jared Goff consistently displays. It lets Sean know that at the very least, Jared Goff's not going to try to do too much just because the Rams are 1 win away from the Super Bowl. Sean McVay said, quote, "I don't think any moment is ever too big for him."
Yeah, even-keeled, especially in a game of this magnitude, is big. So, Teddy, earlier we talked about the Saints, and they give you so many different things to look for on offense. The Rams do a lot of that, too. So where do the Saints start?
Where they start is, well, every Wednesday when you prepare for a game, your defensive coordinator will give you maybe 3 goals, things you have to do to stop the opposing offense. And if the Saints were to do 3 things to stop this Rams offense, the first thing would be stop the run. This is how not to do it. You're not setting the edge when you're on the ground. Okay, you get tossed, there's no edge, and this is how you rush for over 100 yards and you have 2 backs. You get Gurley and it's 6, 7, 8, 9 yards a pop. Stop the run first, and if you're Cam Jordan, it has to be like this. You set that edge, but then you keep the edge and you can shed blocks, get off, and make tackles like this. Goal number 1, stop the backs, stop the run, set the edge. Goal number 2, get off the field on 3rd down. You're in your zone coverages, 3rd and 9, let Goff dump it down short. Fundamentals all week I've been stressing. Make the tackle, don't let them have yards after contact, and you get off the field. And somehow, some way, you got to steal a possession. Anzalone made a great play in the first game. Watch him read Goff. He doesn't take the bait right there with the short little route. He feels the in cut behind him, makes a great play, takes the ball away. Huge play in that game to stop another Rams possession. 3 things. Keep it simple if you get that done, but first, stop with the run.
There is an X factor here, and it's not good for the Saints. Sheldon Rankins is an unsung hero in their defensive line. He's a really good 3 technique. He's strong, he's tough, he can rush the passer, but he's a big-time run stopper as well, and he's not going to be there. That's a huge loss for the Saints.
You know, just based on all the things you guys have said, I'm trying to figure out where you're going to go in terms of picks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very interesting. That, of course, coming at the end of the show. And up next, how about some championship caliber, bold predictions? That's on the way on NFL Live. championship game, starting with the AFC. Who do you have for the Chiefs?
We go with Chris Jones, and Bill mentioned earlier, you're not going to get there from the outside. D Ford, Justin Houston, it's got to come, the pressure has to come from the middle, and we're going to watch D Ford here. He's going to be double teamed right here, and you're going to see how he basically he breaks this double team here, gets past here. You look at the arm right here. You got the swim move right here, Teddy. See that arm get over? And then that same arm is going to push off, and he's going to get up the field in Jared Goff's face right here. This is what you need for Chris Jones this week. Get in the face of Tom Brady. Make sure you make the plays, and when you get there, get the sack. And again, it's about not only that, but it's not in the passing game, but it's also in the run game as well. And here you go with the double team. If you don't make a decision early on to double team Chris Jones, he's going to split you in the running game and have the athleticism here to stop Todd Gurley, one of the best backs in the league, in a one-on-one situation. That's the athleticism that you see in Chris Jones, and the ability. The one thing I want you to watch is the ability to get off the ball. Who's the first guy off the ball here? Chris Jones is the first guy off the ball. Off the snap, he gets there, but it's not just about the sack. He plays through the run, and he looks at right here. Where's the ball? That's what I need. I need the ball here. Gets his hands on the ball, makes a big play. In order for the Chiefs to be successful this week, Chris Jones needs to dominate the middle of the field.
He spearheaded that resurgent Chiefs D-line. How about the X factor for the Patriots?
Let's go high percentage plays to Cordero Patterson. And in that offense, Josh McDaniels has shown how he can be, creative in terms of using him. Here he is as a running back in the jet sweep. You get a splash gain right here, a big play down the field against the Buffalo Bills. Easy handoff. Outside, cold weather, put him in the I formation. Wow. He's a big, strong person, all right? He's athletic. And also as a wide receiver, Tom Brady's known to give him a chance. Here he is down the field in South Beach. I don't know if this is going to be available. The weather may not cooperate, but he's also shown that. And as a kick returner, this could be it. They're going to be shorter kicks. The weather, the football, they won't travel as far. Coverage teams against one of the best returners, kick returners in the National Football League in Cordero Patterson. That's a picture you don't want to see if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
With the weather, no touchbacks, that's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, Darren, Rams.
Rams, I'm going to C.J. Anderson. You're watching this team dominate up front at the line of scrimmage. C.J. Anderson has become basically a bully. You see how they get the blockers to the second level against the Cowboys. C.J. Anderson just creases you again. And then here again, you see the blocking, how the blocking is, get all the players going one way, and then the cutback, to have the vision for the cutback lanes and then get back to the secondary, and he's bulldozing guys here again. And then here you go. If you want to play defense against this Rams team, you better play gap control. If you're outside your gap, C.J. Anderson will crease you. The physical style they're playing with is what's going to make the difference.
Teddy, Saints X Factor.
X Factor, backer, tracker, Demario Davis right here. What he's going to have to do, just like he did in that first matchup, finding Todd Gurley, getting him down, deciphering, reading, diagnosing, making big plays like this, and effort plays, hustle plays like this, range. This type of creativity from the Rams, the jet sweeps, they're going to be there. Davis has shown he can go sideline to sideline. He's going to have a big game. Can't get blocked at the second level. Look at the speed, the tackling ability, a great run stopper.
First season with the team, emerged as a leader. He sets the tone.
Love it, Susie.
And now it's time for bold predictions, and Darren, you're first.
Well, my bold prediction this week is going to be Rob Gronkowski. We talked about him in the running game. He's going to wake up in the passing game.
Get him, Gronk.
155 yards, 1 TD. Rob Gronkowski shows up this week.
Okay, my bold prediction, I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints, and Michael Thomas has been on the brain for that entire defense. But Alvin Kamara is going to be the one. 200 scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns. It's going to be a big day for him when they're worried about Michael Thomas and the deep ball. Underneath, catch and run. Here comes Kamara.
My bold prediction is the key to winning for Kansas City. They've got to keep Tom Brady under 40% conversions on third downs. If they can do that, they can win the game. Get off the field.
We heard in the last segment, maybe there's questions about questioning Jared Goff in this crop of quarterbacks. I think Jared Goff is going to lead the Rams on a game-winning drive.
Go ahead.
You know, he's been really clutch 4 times this season. He had to bring his team back when they were behind in the 4th quarter. That's the 2nd most in the NFL, but you know who was first most?
Who's that?
Breeze.
Well, then that's bold.
So it's very bold. You know what's still left? Challenge flags.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Give me those flags.
Oh, he's throwing some big.
That's intercept my flag. What are you doing, man?
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Don't intercept my flag.
There's something